Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. We're live. We're not live. Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. It's England versus Ukraine. It is the big game and there is big talk that Jadon Sancho will start for England today. Also got updates, sad updates on Spinazzola and that injury last night. Italy through. Obviously Spain are through as well. Today it's Denmark, Czech Republic, Ukraine and England. We'll be talking about that as well. But Sancho starts. That's massive. And maybe Grealish is on the bench as I predicted yesterday. We'll talk about that in a moment. But this shirt can only mean one thing. It's time for a wash and go sponsorship segment. Today England are playing the Ukraine, and as my favourite book, The Art of War by Sun Tzu says, if you know the opponent and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. We know ourselves pretty well, so Wash and Go have put together a list of helpful Ukrainian facts to help us get inside the mind of our opponent today. So here we go. 1. The world's record for the longest hair is currently held by a Ukrainian 17-year-old who has grown her hair to over 2 metres long. Watch you don't trip. And number 2, hair is very important in the Ukrainian culture. According to ancient beliefs, dishevelled hair was associated with magic and the underworld. Fellaini must have been really magic then. I think I can see a recurring theme here though. And that point 3, a recent study shows that 80% of all Ukrainian people have blonde hair. Seriously. Wash and go, is this not going this is not going to help us beat Ukraine. Hair talk. But look, what I have to say is that if you need some help cleaning up after you have been soaked with beer at the fan park, hopefully this afternoon or this evening, then you're going to need the best 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner in the UK. Click the link in the description and pick up a bottle of the very reasonably priced Wash and Go today. And finally, thanks to Wash and Go for that hair topics around Ukraine. Probably not going to help Southgate win today, but pulling your hair, you get a yellow card. Finally, the nice people at Wash and Go would like me to say the following in Ukrainian. Vono povertie sia dodoma. In other words, it's coming home. Now on with the news. So, is it coming home? Well, it's not to come home today. We're playing Ukraine in the quarterfinals in Rome. We will be coming home from Rome, and I think we'll be coming home with a semi-final win. But the interesting thing for me is that Jadon Sancho looks set to start. Why? I don't know. This is coming in from the Telegraph. There seems to be a bit of a leak around the England team, which we've seen before. Sancho starting because Saka's got a bit of a knock and Southgate wants to play a little bit more attacking. There's also mention of Mason Mount starting. Now, if we assume the back four will be Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Luke Shaw, Rice, Phillips, Sancho, Mount, Sterling, Kane, that puts Grealish on the bench, which I find ridiculous because we've scored 4 goals and Jack Grealish has been involved in 75% of them. So it seems silly to bench Grealish. Unless he's going to pull Mount into the midfield because yellow cards are a factor. Phillips has got a yellow card, Rice has got a yellow card, I think Walker might have one and Maguire certainly does as well. So another yellow card and they missed the semi-final. So maybe he puts Mount next to Rice and has a more attacking midfield too, and then puts Grealish in at the number 10 position with Sancho and Sterling either side of him and Kane ahead of him. That to me would be a really good idea by Southgate because there's no doubt to me that Mason Mount can play in a more box-to-box role with Rice more disciplined. And against Ukraine, why would you play Phillips and Rice? But I think he will play Phillips and Rice, and then if he does go with Mount at 10 and Sancho on the right, that surely means Grealish is on the bench, which some might say that is not a bad idea considering Grealish's impact if off the bench. But you speak to a Villa player, or you speak to a Villa fan, or you speak to anybody who's a fan of Jack Grealish, I don't think many people would say Jack Grealish is an impact player from the bench. His fitness levels are superb. He's a leader. He should be playing from minute 1. I think he can do in minute 1 what he can do in minute 71. So for me, Jack Grealish has got to start. Jadon Sancho playing off the right is interesting because if Saka's not available, he will give you that width. And what an opportunity it would be for Sancho. I actually predicted he would play less than half an hour across the whole tournament. If he starts, he's going to be doing more than that. And how interesting it is that it coincides with signing for United. Maybe there has been a bit of a mental block with him in training, with that hanging over him, and now that's resolved. We might get to see Jadon Sancho starting in an England shirt. I certainly would like to see Sancho starting off the right if Saka's not fit, because a naturally right-sided player gives England that balance and creativity that I don't think you necessarily get with Sterling unless Grealish is off there. I mean, I'd like to see Grealish off the left, Sancho off the right. maybe he could play Sterling at 10. I don't know, but it's hard to get Grealish and Sancho and Sterling in the team, and unless Mount's going to play next to Rice in the midfield. I do think England will win. I'm not going to go massively confident in relation to we're going to win 5 or 6-0. I think 4-0's fit now. I think we'll win 2-0. I think we will win 2-0. The team I would pick would be Pickford in goal, Kyle Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw. I would actually go with Rice and Bellingham in the midfield. I would then put Grealish off the left. I would play Mount at 10, and I'd probably play Sterling off the right with Kane up front, because you can't drop Sterling. So I'd play Sterling off the right with Grealish off the left and Mount at 10. And I know Sancho's a United player and I'm very excited about him playing, but I just think Jack Grealish needs to play off the left. That's his best position. And I think Sterling's done his best work from the right-hand side. So that's how I would line up. I expect us to win it. Am I worried about this match? I'm more nervous than I was when the draw happened, when they beat Sweden, because I thought that's a bye to the semi-finals, and I still think it is. But the nerves is that, you know, the opportunity's there, but you don't always take it. I do think I'd rather this be at Wembley, but look, lots of teams have got to play away from Wembley, and you know, it's not a home tournament necessarily until the semi-finals and the final. And I think, look, we'll talk about Italy in a moment, but I think England have got to score first. I think if we score first, we're fine. What the worst thing would be Ukraine score and then England start to get nervous. You don't want extra time and penalties. That's, you know, we've got to win this in 90 minutes. And I think Southgate, to do that, has got to be more expressive. We've got the better players by a long way. We've got the better bench by a long way. And I think, you know, we should be winning this game. But look, it wouldn't be unfeasible for Ukraine to find a draw and take us to extra time and penalties, in which case I think, you know, it becomes a lottery, which we don't want. So we've got to win this in normal time. I think he's got to be proactive with his bench. If things aren't working, you make changes. We've got lots and lots of talent on the bench. You know, you've got Rashford, you've got Foden. There are others as well, especially in the midfield. You know, Henderson, Bellingham probably won't start as well. Excuse me. So yeah, it's I'm confident of an England win, and I'm looking forward to the semi-finals: Italy, Spain, and hopefully England, you know, Denmark or Czech Republic. Just very quickly on Italy, absolutely gutted. I've said it for a long time. I'll be live on Twitch tonight at 11 o'clock with the Euro Wrap show, talking about the semi-finalists and what the tournament is at the moment. But consistently, I've said Spinazzola's been my favourite player of the tournament. To see him crying going off the pitch with his Achilles injury, which is going to keep him out for months apparently, is really, really sad. And it just shows you that, you know, you can be having the time of your life performing in front of everybody, and then, you know, one unfortunate incident and you're out injured and you're out of the tournament. We've seen it before. I think it happened to Rooney, didn't it, in 2004 when he burst on the scene for England in Portugal Euros. So yeah, really, really sad about Spinazzola, because I think he's been absolutely fantastic. But today is about England. It's about that semi-final. I don't want to look too far ahead. A lot of people saying it'll be an Italy-England final. Bring it on, I'd love that. But I think Italy-Spain, you know, will be an interesting one. And obviously England, if they get through, Denmark or Czech Republic's not written in stone that will win that. So let's deal with it each game at a time. Come on, England. I'm properly pumped for this one. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. Let's see what Southgate's team's going to be. Let's take this opportunity. Let's express ourselves. Let's bring this back home to England for the semi-final next Wednesday. Let's go and grab it. Let's not let this fall away. Let's seize this opportunity and take it. Because I was thinking last night, and I was thinking, you know what, in a couple of weeks, I could be waking up with England as Euros winner. I've never seen England win anything in my life. What an opportunity this is. Don't sink. Keep fighting. Go for it, because Ukraine will fight and we've got to fight back as well. We're going to need a lot of mental strength over the next couple of weeks, starting today. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you check out the link in the video description for Wash and Go. And I'll speak to you a little bit later. We're going to be live for you for Czech Republic, Denmark at 4:30. And then obviously the big one with the fan park and everything coming up for the 8 o'clock kickoff. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you all in a bit.